Hello kids, in this video we are going to read about the friction, and in this part we are going to read about the advantages and disadvantages of friction, methods how we can reduce or increase friction, and lastly the friction due to fluids. So first one, advantages of friction. How is friction useful to us? The following examples, here are some examples, okay, to show the usefulness of friction in our daily life. First one, friction is responsible for starting and stopping motion. For example, if no friction existed between the road surface and the tire, the car would not move, nor would it be possible to steer it. It's only the friction between the brake pads and the wheel rim that slows down and brings the car to a stop. Walking and running needs friction between the soles of the feet or shoes and the road. This friction prevents from slipping. If a person tries to walk on a wet floor or on a slippery floor, he tends to slip and he may fall because the water reduces the friction between his foot and the floor. The friction between pen and paper enables us to write because of because the friction gets generated between pen and paper. We are able to cut the things due to friction between the surface in contact, and it is the friction that makes writing on the blackboard with a chalk as well as fixing a nail on the wall possible. Okay, and lastly, friction helps us to do small things like it helps us to open the lid of a bottle or the top of a pen, etc. Okay, so there are many advantages of friction in our daily life. Next is disadvantages. Friction makes moving or sliding heavy objects difficult. A lot of energy is utilized in overcoming friction. Next, it is responsible for wear and tear of various parts of machines. It also wears out materials like screws, ball bearings, or soles of shoes. Friction decreases the efficiency of machines as a part of energy is lost in overcoming friction. Next, tires of vehicles wear out due to friction. Because of continuous friction between tires and roads, the grooves of tires disappear and tires becomes smooth, and this can cause serious accidents as the smooth surface provides less friction, so the car or the vehicle may slip on the road and it may cause serious accidents. Okay, friction produces heat, therefore the engines of cars and other machinery becomes hot after running for some time and stop working. Okay, next is methods how can we reduce friction. Moving parts of machine are covered with oil or grease which make the effect of friction less. When a lubricant is used between two moving surfaces, its particles get into the uneven parts or into the irregularities and cover the surfaces, uh, which is why the surface becomes smooth and the friction decreases. The surfaces are highly polished to eliminate the irregularities, thus making the surface smooth and reducing friction to a great extent. Next is fluid friction is reduced by using streamlined shapes as in aeroplanes or ships. By using talcum powder also we can reduce the friction. When we sprinkle powder on carom board, the depressions or the irregularities on the surface of the board and the coins of the carom get filled with the powder. This makes the surface smoother and reducing friction between the board, the striker and the coins of the carom. Use of wheels between surfaces moving over each other reduces friction as rolling friction is less than the sliding friction. And lastly, the ball bearings are used in machines to reduce friction. These are tiny steel balls. You have also seen this in whenever if you ever went to repair your cycle, you have seen the tiny small steel balls, and that are called ball bearings, often placed between the moving parts of machines, which reduces friction and saves a lot of energy. Next is the methods of increasing friction. Okay, so tires of vehicles are designed with grooves on the surface to increase friction. A large friction provides a better grip to vehicles on the road and prevents them from skidding. Okay, during rain the ground becomes slippery, so sand and gravels can be spread on the grounds to increase friction. As we know, more the irregularities, more will be the friction. Next, soles of the shoes are treated to increase friction to provide grip on the surface so that we can walk easily without falling. Okay, and last is your friction due to fluids. So air and water are generally called fluids, and whenever a body moves through a fluid, the fluid offers opposition to the motion of the body, and this opposition is called fluid friction or drag. Okay, so this is all about your friction. Hope you understood the video. Thank you.